What is up, guys? My name is Jason Whan, and in this video we're going to be talking about the goose that laid golden eggs. So I'm sure most of you have heard of Aesop's fable of the goose that laid golden eggs. For the people that haven't, the fable entails a farmer who discovered a goose that could lay golden eggs, and every day the farmer visited the goose, and there it was, a golden egg. Soon the farmer became fabulously wealthy, but he also started to become greedy. Because the goose only laid one golden egg every day, the farmer grew impatient and he wanted more. And so one day, the farmer had had enough of waiting, and he went to the goose and opened up its belly, only to find no golden eggs. He wanted all of the golden eggs at once, but instead, what he got was that he got a dead goose and he could no longer have a way to get the golden eggs. So, although this fable's key message is to not let greed take over you, another very important lesson that can be learned is the delicate balance between obtaining what you want and preserving the means to obtaining what you want. And Stephen Covey described this as production, which stands for P, and production capability, which stands for PC, in his book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. So the P stands for production, and PC stands for production capability. So P is represented by the golden eggs, and PC is represented by the goose. So society is very similar to the farmer. Society has a very big emphasis on obtaining the golden eggs. And with this strong emphasis on the golden eggs, the goose is neglected. So the golden eggs, may include fast food, drugs, social media, pornography, and other very numbing forms of stimulation, and they're all so readily available. And you can just feel good instantly if you want to. But it's an illusion, it's fleeting, and isn't sustainable. The temporary highs that you get from these stimulants. And meanwhile, what happens to the goose? Well, the goose becomes sicker and weaker as the days go by, but it's still laying the golden eggs. So who cares, right? Low self-esteem, depression, anxiety, obesity, dependence on drugs and substances, the list just goes on. True sustainable effectiveness comes from maintaining the balance between P and PC. So it's about going for the golden eggs, but also making sure the goose is well nurtured and well fed. And in this case, I don't mean going for fast food, going for drugs, going for pornography. I don't mean that. I mean going for golden eggs as in going for the rewards in life, but also making sure, you're looking after yourself, you're looking after your body, you're looking after your relationships. That's what I mean. So it doesn't mean going after drugs, okay? So this principle applies to pretty much every domain in life. So that's personal well-being, intimate relationships, friendships, business and customer relationships, parent and child relationships, etc. So imagine there's a man and his girlfriend, and so this man really adores his girlfriend, and he'll do anything to make her happy. The flip side of this mentality is that he'll make sure that he never upsets her. For her to be happy is for the man to obtain the golden egg. So if his girlfriend wants him to take her to a 5-star restaurant, he'll do it, even if he knows deep down he doesn't want to do it because it's going to cost him a fortune. If his girlfriend says he can't hang out with his friends, he won't, even if he really wants to. But what happens to the goose? What happens to this man's self-respect? What happens to the respect in the relationship? What happens to the boundaries and the standards? If this man just keeps on being a yes man and doing whatever his girlfriend wants him to do, well, eventually there's just not going to be any respect left in the relationship. And eventually he's just going to get pushed more and more into a corner until either he can't take it anymore or his girlfriend loses all respect for him and leaves him. So it's all about enforcing, healthy boundaries in a relationship, and maintaining that mutual respect in a relationship. So that's keeping the goose well fed, and then occasionally taking your girlfriend to an expensive restaurant. That's the golden egg, and it's all about maintaining that balance. So on another topic, there's a Japanese restaurant that's about 10-minute drive from my home. And I don't know why it's still there, because it barely has any customers anymore. And about 10 years ago, it was always packed. And many times you had to wait in a queue to get a spot. And they served these amazing bento sets, and they were always generous in quantity. And the service was always very accommodating, and you could just tell that the people who worked there really put their heart into it. But one day, the owners changed, and things began to go downhill. They started hiking up the prices slowly, and they reduced the portion sizes. And the quality of the food also went down a lot, and they just tried to take shortcuts so that they could make quick and easy profits. The original owner always served a complimentary fruit salad to every customer at the end of the meal, but the new owner just removed that. And eventually the number of people who went there started to dwindle, and the customers' trust started to evaporate, the trust that took so long for the original owner to accumulate. And the last time I went there, the whole place was basically empty, except for my friends and I. And I just remember that for one part of the bento box that I ordered, I was given a lollipop. Yeah, I was given a bloody lollipop. And do you think I ever went back after that? So the P and PC principle must be adhered to if you really want to look for long-term sustainable success. And this applies to pretty much all domains in life. It's about balancing getting what you want in the short term and balancing what you want to get in the long term. And it's a really fine balance, and it really just takes experience, it takes skill to implement, and it takes a vision. So yes, you can get by temporarily if you totally focus on the golden eggs and neglect the goose, but in the long term it just isn't viable, and you gotta find that balance. So that's it for this video, and thank you guys for watching.